All right, thanks, Britt. We are here in the Take Two Cafe with Devin D. O'Leary of the weekly Alibi. And if you're looking to do something with Mom this weekend, we're talking about some new movies. Yes. And if, first of all, if Mom is into really raunchy comedy, boy, is she set. First movie that we're talking about could potentially knock Spider-Man out of the #1 slot at the box office.
Definitely.
We're talking about the Zac Efron, Seth Rogen comedy Neighbors. Let's take a look.
Hi-yo.
We're making a Stella calendar.
Smile, Heisenberg.
All right, so seeing the baby portrait, little baby Heisenberg.
Yes.
So tell us about this movie, Devin.
Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne play a young married couple who have a new baby and live in a nice suburban area. And then for some reason, a frat house moves in next door to them, and suddenly they get in this sort of war with them over being quiet and having parties and throwing up in the front yard. It's basically just an excuse to string a whole lot of gags together. That's pretty much it for the plot. It's obviously from people who've made some big films, Knocked Up, and This Is the End, which was the last one, a big hit. It's very raunchy. You definitely have to expect that going in. This is a very R-rated comedy. There's a lot of full frontal male nudity, which is which is the very funny thing now, apparently.
Yeah. Okay.
So. Depending on what your mom's sense of humor.
Yeah, exactly. If you're wanting raunch with Mom, Neighbors could be it. Well, I'm curious to see on the other side of the weekend how this one does at the box office.
I think it's going to do pretty good. There's a lot of buzz behind it. These R-rated comedies are doing very good in summer nowadays.
So another one that's coming out, maybe a little more tame on the tame side, is Mom's Night Out. Is it a little?
It's definitely the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at Mom's Night Out. All right, so this one a little tamer. Let's talk about this. What can we expect from this film?
Well, here's the thing that they don't really tell you much in the trailer. This is actually one of this new wave of faith-based films. They're not really saying
really.
It's a Christian film, yeah. It's about a bunch of overworked moms who go out for a night on the town and have a wacky, crazy adventure while dads are at home doing a terrible job trying to take care of the kids. The ultimate message, I suppose, is that moms are supposed to stay home and not go out.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, if you were in the mood for a very family-based and very, somehow ties in with Jesus, I'm not really sure how.
Okay.
This is the
This
film
is it.
to
Okay,
go
so
see.
on the complete other end of the spectrum. Okay,
yes.
great. Well, one that seems like middle of the road and that the kiddos are going to enjoy is Legends of Oz. Now, this is an animated take. Tell us about Legends of Oz. Is this the story of the Wizard of Oz in animation?
Here's the funny thing is they've tried for years to make more movies out of L. Frank Baum's series because he wrote a lot of books.
Sure.
What they've done on this is they've actually taken a book by his grandson, his great-grandson, who wrote a book, Roger Baum. So this is Dorothy going back to Oz. It's sort of a sequel to it, but based on a much, much later book.
Okay.
It's done by an animation studio in Mumbai, which is not very well known. It's done a couple of the direct-to-video stuff for Disney, some of the Tinkerbell movies. The animation is really not up to snuff when you compare it, certainly to things like Pixar and Disney.
Sure.
It's kind of low rent. It's a little more of a direct-to-video type of film.
Okay.
It's got an interesting voice cast, Leah Michele. So it's got a little bit of strength behind it, and I think for the kids, it's going to be about their only choice this weekend. You're certainly not going to take them to Neighbors. But this really is more of a direct-to-video type of film. The quality is not as high as you might be used to in some other stuff.
Fantastic. All right, well, for a complete list of all the movies that are going on and all of Devin's reviews, pick up one of these right here on newsstands now, The Alibi, or head to alibi.com.